Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamie. I'm just doing a quick video on this April 11th, Monday morning, going into the weekend for Easter. I hope you had a nice Palm Sunday. I spent the day with the family. Did some. We went to a Turkish place to eat, and I don't know. Do I have a picture of everyone here? There we are, out to eat. I didn't have my boys, but I was with my sister-in-laws, my mom-in-law, my wife, and my two girls. But we went to some Turkish place. Pretty cool. I think it was called Istanbul. I don't know. I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, it was a good place. Okay. I wanted to talk about RSI this morning. I'm not an expert. I am just a middle-aged dad, father of four, sharing his strategies for investing on stocks, options, cryptocurrencies, and real estate. I love real estate. But RSI is something that I use for probabilities and trends and sentiment of something that I might be interested in. Now, I'm using Volta today because I have shares, and in Volta I actually have 124 shares. I forgot about those at 653, so I'm getting crushed on those 124 shares. But in Robinhood I have 2,500 shares. That's really what I'm looking at. So Webull, I don't usually do too much in here. I love their charts. I can mess around with them. It's quick glance on my phone. So that's what I'm sharing with you today. So Volta, as just the topic for showing you this RSI thing, I was talking to a buddy of mine about some opportunity that I saw. And I'm going to go to a 5-minute chart. Okay. And shrink myself down here a little bit. Oh, okay. And you can see here, right here. Okay. It dipped down to 269 at about approximately 8:45 a.m. pre-market. Now with Robinhood, you cannot trade until 9 a.m. and any options you can't trade until 9:30 because he was asking me about contracts. But when I saw that, if I get my little drawing tool here, it's not going to let me. It's going to cover it, but I'll try. I'll just show you. All right. So down in this area here, okay, down here, arrows. I want you to look at that. So that dip below the 30 on that 70 and 30 line, it's below the 30, right? Now there's folks that are far more experienced than me that could give you a better breakdown. I'm just telling you what I do and what I learned over the past few years. Generally, I was told that, or read and learned and absorbed that when it gets below 30, you should really pay attention because a lot of times that's heading towards being oversold, okay? Oversold meaning it's like buoyancy where something is pushed underwater, it's going to bounce back up. I don't know how high it will go, but if I kind of squish this down so you can see the price action on those candles, and then down at the bottom of the RSI, let me see if I can look. I never even thought of that. Look at that. Right there. Right there. So you can see it went below the 30. It actually, if I get this little candle, the little measuring graph there, it went below 12 on the 5-minute, and if you go to the 1 minute, it was below 8. So I was like, oh my goodness. So in Webull, I think you could trade, I want to say at 4:30 a.m., right, regardless. And there would have been a great opportunity for me. Now, it went up 25 cents if you do your, kind of look at it from 5 minutes where it was, let's see, I'll just use this thing. No, I'll use this one. So it went down to 270, basically 269, and right in that little window there. And then it kind of leveled off. And then for the next 15 minutes, right, when these candles open and closed, open, closed, open, closed, open, closed, it went all the way to 295 on the high point, right? So you could have made 10, 20 cents, 25 cents, depending what your price target was. And for me, I had 2,500 shares. If I would have got in there, if that was my entry point, I could have made $200, $300, $500, $600, $700 just in 15 minutes. That's when those signals come up where you're like, oh, I better pay attention. It's kind of like driving and the light turns yellow and you're like, I don't think I'm going to make it through that light. So you should probably slow down or maybe speed up, depending on how close you are to that light. Or if it turns red, I'm not a person. I don't want to mention any names. There might be a few people I know that when the light is about to turn red, I'm like, it's going to turn red. They should stop suddenly, right? Because some people, as soon as it turns green on their side, they go. And other people, wait. I usually wait a second when the light turns green. But some people speed through those red lights. That's why I wait, because somebody's trying to make the light and, cause that. Anyway, the point is it's a signal where you should be paying attention, where you might have an opportunity to make some money, right? So, and it can go the other way where it's really high over the 70 on the RSI. But in this case, this is a real life example, of a stock I'm involved in and doing stuff with, where it actually went well below, the RSI went, here at 7.41 at the bottom. So pretty good opportunity, and it's played out so that you could see that it did work out. Now, it's gone back, right? I mean, we're in live now in the market where it's 9:43 a.m. as I'm doing this. I usually watch these for 30 minutes to an hour to see what happens, to see how, which direction they're going to go. Right now, it's kind of holding that level from my previous lines, which were around $3, right? So if it gets back over there, we'll see. Now, earnings, again, I think are coming up next week. So, that can usually drive a stock down or higher because people want to get out or they want to get in. There are Volta's building more charging stations. In this case, say around 1,000. They already have over 2,000. There's plans for 500 in infrastructure for having 500,000 more charging stations in the United States. So, good chance that this will be a good long-term play. And, if you're watching any stocks on any platform, you can do your own due diligence and try to find out about, that's a word that's thrown around a lot, like, due diligence, mean like you kind of find out, is it something that you want to get involved in? So analysts on Webull, 7 analysts, they saying buy and hold, 50% are saying buy. Out of the 7, the price, the current price, analysts are saying it should be around $7, $7.50, and the average and as high as 13, and as low as 3, and it's below that. So I feel pretty good about the shares I have. I'm sticking with my conviction. In this case, the RSI was just a great option for someone to say, where should I get in? So I'm like, hey, look for it to get down, whatever the stock is, below that level, and you might maybe find that if you do that, you're going to get paid. Whether you have 1 share, 100, 1,000, 10,000 shares, regardless of what you're able to do, you might find some success there because all the indicators are there to show that it's going to go up. I can't tell you how high it'll go, how much profit you're going to make, but that seems to be the trend. Again, I'll go to that chart one last time before I get out of here. I'm going to zoom in. Even if I go to a 15-minute chart, you'll see that dip over the past several days, right? I don't know how far back this is. Let's see. This is back in March, right? So since March till now, till April, you could see there's been several times where it's dipped below that 30. But whenever it's done that, it's popped back up again, okay? And then you could see even when it went really high, right down there, I'm putting myself down here, right over here, okay? It's got over that, and then it goes back down again, okay? And then you could do that with a daily chart, like if you're an hourly chart or whatever, however you want to do that, and you can look back. And that's something I learned. I learned that one through Nathan Mashad, if I'm saying his name right, from Investors Underground. I actually paid for his course a few years ago. I learned a lot of stuff. And you got to invest in yourself. That's what you want to do. He said, it's always good to look left, if you want to see where things are going. And I started doing that when he mentioned that. I didn't know what that meant. Look left. So you can see what the price action was. And you can look at some of the histories, but you can see how they kind of bounce in between those lines. 30, 70, 30, 70, right? That's the purpose of this graph. And some people use several different graphs, MACDs and, K, what is the other one there? Where is the other one? My gosh. KDJ, right? So that's another. I even know how to use some of these other ones. I just kind of use the RSI. That's the one that kind of worked for me. Pretty simple. So you can see that it on an hourly chart, you got to be patient because when it does go to the top, like if you were over here, right there, and you're like, oh, it's all the way up at the top. Okay, and then it starts to come down. It starts to come down. It starts to come down. Then it drops all the way to the 30. Then it goes down even further. All right, and then it starts to go up. Then it starts to go up. Then it starts to go up. Back to the 70 and so on and so forth. It's like a clock. You know what I mean? Makes its way around and around. So anyway, that's my input for the RSI. I hope it helped a little bit. If you have a question, let me know. That's my take on it. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.